Apart from winning, what's the biggest difference we've seen from Frank Spurs to Postecoglou's?
Well, look, I mean, with Spurs, for some reason, there's always these expectations, right? And when I say for some reason, it's a big club. We talk about the big stadium and what they could do, inability to win titles, which they've taken care of last year. But I think that the big difference is that we're seeing Spurs, the Thomas Frank of Brentford, and that's first and foremost, right? The solidity defensively, the organization. I think going forward under Ange, and even now as we see it, they're going to be okay. When you look at the names, Chavi Simons, Richarlison, Kolo Muani, Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski, who's not here, Kudus, they have enough going forward. Their issues were defensive. And, I don't want to default then just to that, high line and all that. Just in general, they conceded 65 goals last year. They scored 65. So what a difference already. You look at Thomas Frank, who's organized. You look at set pieces. He's always been strong on it. Today they had 11, scored for a couple, really. That's the difference. First and foremost, I'm looking for Spurs to be good defensively because the rest, I don't want to say will take care of itself, but there is enough there going forward, isn't there?
Of course, we saw Chavi Simons given his first start for Spurs. How would you rate his performance?
Okay, different role. I was just watching him when Poland played against Holland. I mean, it's the same issue they have there. They play him in a wide position. He played out at Leipzig. He's okay. Louis van Gaal was the only one that in Qatar kind of played him central because he figured out that he needs to be around the ball. Defensively, he'll help you, but that's not really his thing. And okay, it's just the beginning, but I think he needs to be more involved centrally because if there's one issue I have with Spurs right now, defensively, he's sound enough going forward. As I said, that creativity in the middle of the pitch, don't see it yet.
Did you sack Graham Potter, Janusz?
Oh, yeah. I can't believe that he survived, really. I had a bad take on him. I guess Brighton is a different ball watch. We see that everybody, different pressures, everybody comes in there. He was right then, but, after Chelsea and watching this, I think this is just a matter of time.
Yeah, what's interesting is the fact that you thought, well, after that brilliant result we saw against Forest, we thought, okay, that could be the catalyst to keep them going. But there was just nothing today. First half, as I say, they're competitive, but as a home side with West Ham's prestige, you don't want to be patronised saying, well, at least you're in it for 45 minutes.
Yeah, brilliant against Forest, but now we know what happened at Forest, right? Why the change of managers, and we saw Forest today against Arsenal, and I mean they had absolutely nothing, zero, right? With Ange, who supposedly is I'm not putting this on him; it's just his first game, but yeah, I thought that maybe that Forest game would have been a catalyst, but when you look deeper, aside from a couple of players, there really isn't quality in the squad, so this is going to be very, very difficult for them. And I don't see how Graham Potter survives.
How long till Nuno takes over?
There you go. The carousel begins.
Let's talk about refereeing decisions, which of course have dominated some of these conversations in the opening few weeks of the Premier League. Romero scoring what looked like a perfectly good goal. The referee within the play called it off, wasn't sent to the monitor to review his decision. And the more and more you see this, James Maddison, in fact, getting involved as well. This is what he tweeted. Honestly, the referees and VAR have had an absolute shocker of a start to the season. If that goal is disallowed for a foul, you'll never, ever see a corner be taken without referees blowing for something ever again. It just looked like a bit of a dominoes effect, which started with the West Ham goalkeeper, Janusz.
Yeah, it did. I mean, look, the bottom line is the football knowledge of people running VAR is nil in England, in the Premier League. It really is. I mean, there's absolutely zero feel for the game, and that's unacceptable. I mean, Howard Webb apologizing for the upteen time and suspending people tomorrow, right? I mean, I can't explain it. As we've seen, there are 11 corners, I think, that they have. Obviously, there's going to be traffic. I mean, if there's one time and one place to actually send the referee back to the monitor, this is it, because so much chaos and traffic. I mean, there's so much happening over there. Goalkeeper and Fernandes pushing Van de Ven into Walker Peters and all of that, and the hold on Van de Ven, both arms. There's that one look before all this developed when Van de Ven was still past the post making his run. There was a little bit of a push, which I bet you VAR didn't recognize at the time as the foul. if there's something that we're going to see tomorrow because they're going to try to protect each other in some way, that may be it. Although, I've seen it very, very quickly. I think this is just criminal. It happens over and over and over again. And it's the referee needs help in situations like this. Let him go look at it. I promise you he would have looked at it and let it go.